Let's film. So we are back on the Panigale V2, and I was asked why I chose a V2 instead of a V4. And it's easy to reply to that question, but there is a little bit of explaining, because as you might know by now, I live in Italy, and man, we don't have the roads the guys in America has, or anything else. But that's not the main point why I chose a V2 instead of a V4. Let me close my helmet. So I chose the V2 because it was the modern version of my dream bike, which was back then the Ducati 848, which I owned. Then I upgraded to a 959. For 2 years I was struggling with the side exhaust, the double can, and then I decided, okay, I want to get an Acropolis for the Panigale 959. I went to my local dealership, and then they give me the numbers about the Acropolis, and man, the numbers was high. And the guy said to me, instead of putting this money on a outdated or out of production motorcycle, you rather get the new version, which has all the bells and whistles. And if you want, you can put the Acropolis, and it's what I did with the base model. And I ended up with the Panigale base with the Acropolis slip-on only, not the full system, because they did not have it stock. And then there was a little bit of waiting. They were telling me 2 to 3 months of waiting, because at that time we was during the COVID things. And man, I was like, no, let's go with the slip-on. Wow. Plus the seller said to me, from the slip-on and the full system, the change is not that much, you know. It's just some weight savings and a very small percentage of what's the name again, of horsepower gaining, and that's it. And I said to him, okay, I will listen to your advice and I will go with the slip-on. I went with the slip-on, and that's it. So going back to the topic, the V2 is less powerful than the V4, of course we know that, but I chose it for my experience, my type of riding, and the use I will be doing on this bike. And to be honest, I use it to go for like you can see, a small ride in the town, and there's traffic and stuff like that. Thanks God we are allowed to lane split, and I use it to go to work sometimes, or to do some passes, mountain passes. And yes, you can see we have tram rails, unperfect roads, narrow roads, a lot of traffic. So the V2 was and still make more sense for me to own, because it's easier for me to use, because 155 horsepower at the crank, which is not the same at the wheel, is way more than enough than what I need and that I can handle. But as a Ducatista, if you ask me, do you want a V4? Of course. Would I trade this one for a V2? No, because I'm too attached to this bike so much that I don't see myself getting rid of it. And yeah, but in 2025, I mean, we are in 2024, end of the year, Ducati is gonna introduce for sure the new generation of V4. And I can't wait to see it. For sure we will say goodbye to the single side swing arm, because I heard that there is rumor of the double side is coming back, and I think it's for a good reason, because usually single side swing arm and power doesn't go very well. So I guess we're gonna get something more powerful, or at least more torquey. And the B side, I call it B side, is gonna be the one that's gonna help us gain more power and then put more power to the wheel, and not have like the torsion that we usually have on a, or we say that some people have on a double side, on a single side swinging arm. That was one of the main reasons. Second, we live in Europe, we have speed limits, you know, in city, outside of the city and stuff like that. For example, in the city it's 50 kilometers per hour, sometimes it gets to 30 kilometers per hour. Something is up in the city because there is too many traffic stuff by the police officers. And yeah, 50 kilometers per hour is easier. It's not easy to do on a V2, but of course, for sure it's easier to do than on a V2 than a V4. And a V2 is more usable because the gears are shorter than a V4. I had the chance to test road the Street Fighter V4S, and that was amazing, man. I fell in love very quick with the Street Fighter V4S. And the ride seems like a combination of a hypermotard and a Panigale. And it was nice. It was nice. And I can understand why a lot of people are spending their money on the V4 Street Fighter S or base. Basically it's the same, just the suspension changes and then the wheels. I can see the reason why. Because you have a lot of power, you have a fun bike, and mainly you are very comfortable. You are sitting comfortably. The seat is very soft, especially the front part that goes to the tank. Mamma mia. By the way, this weekend there will be like an open day of another open day of my second dealership of choice. And maybe, you know, maybe 100% if I go, I should be able to test ride the new Hypernotar 698 Mono RVE that some of the guy has. One friend of mine in the States, Mike, has one, and Hypermotor King is still waiting for his. I'm gonna ask him what's up with his Hypermotor RVE, because guys, I understand you, man, because while you put your order months ago and you are waiting, there are some RVE laying around here in Italy for us to test ride. I mean, us that has no intention of buying those bikes. So it's in one way it's good, in another it's not, because I would rather see the video of those who order the bikes, get them and ride them, instead of seeing me or others like me who has no intention or not the money to buy the bike, being able to fool around on it, you know. Let alone, let's not talk about the press launch, which was a little bit crazy, man, because they had this time not only journalists, they had like influencers and stuff like that. Like the guy said, and it's true, man. Uh-oh, I think my GoPro died. No, my GoPro is still working. Oh shit, I went the wrong way. Ah. So that's it. This weekend, it's Monday today. This weekend I will go get this test ride done, and I can't wait to let you know about what I think about this. You see these crazy people. What I think about the new Hypermotard. I still can't say the name right. I'm about to get to my destination. I will say bye to you guys and see you on the next video. Bye.